Well, it would really be nice if I could finish this guy up today as far as carving it. Got a little bit of work to do on the face to get it to look like my reference. And the rest is just finishing it out. I am embarrassingly behind on this. I'm not even going to say how much, but going to try to get better getting some work time in on this thing and getting it finished up, getting the carving finished. Hopefully I'll do that today. I think I work a little better. I've been going with talking as I go. I think I work better just doing it and then voiceover, because I think I can get more done. I'm going to try that. I'm going to swap midstream and go to that. So the rest of this will be a voiceover, but I'll try to get everything in. It's also kind of hard when I'm carving, hard for me to keep talking. You don't want a bunch of dead space, but then you get to think about what you said, and then the carving kind of slows down. I don't like that. I like to carve and get it done. So I'm going to try to get this done today. We'll see how that goes. So evidently what I should have said in that little bit of introduction was that, hey, everything seems to be going fine, and I'll just keep doing it like I've been doing it, because now I'm sitting here talking as I'm carving. So just gonna work on getting the face kind of more symmetrical, trying to get all the curves the same. I did take time to put a fresh finish on all my tools, hone them up a little bit. Just looking at the reference picture, and when I can find a pencil, I'm going to draw in the eyes. Not how I meant to draw them in, but that's going to work. And I'm just going to check, make sure that I'm starting pretty even on both sides. No, I'm not starting pretty even, starting as even as I can get it on both sides. And this kind of goes with just shaping the eyes in. And these are the cuts that count. You taking off not much at all, but it sure makes a big difference from here on out. All right, now I'm going to kind of cut in the eyes, and this needs to be just a little higher than where I drew it. And get this little detailer that can get in there and get that eye carved out. And I'm in the habit now of just carving the lid where it should be and then carving straight up to get the eyeball shape. This is kind of where you get your carving style, because you want the eyeball round, but then realistically the scale we're working on here probably wouldn't be as round as I'm carving it, but you gotta make it look right, or make it look the way you want it, and then you've got your whatever style you're going with. Your own style. And from there, on the bottom right of the eye over here, on this eye, it's going to be the widest point on the bottom lid. And this doesn't take much of a cut to not cutting off much at all to make that eye kind of pop out of there. But it might take a little more than that. Okay, so I'm happy with that right now. As far as the eyes, the eyeballs, work on putting the little bag under the eye. And on this picture that I've got, this side of his face is in a shadow, so I've just kind of got to go with making it look like as I look at it, the right side. Really slow down carving at this point, because you really don't want something to, you really don't want something to tear out. I tend to use on the sweeps, the flatter sweeps at this point, just kind of smooths it all. Just a little bitty amount of cutting. more like shaving than cutting at this point. I'm kind of drawing the goatee style. You want to get these, take your time, get lines like this right, because that kind of makes the facial expressions. I'm to the point, I think I'm just going to go ahead and use the V tool. I'll be brave and again, not cutting a lot, and you got to remember that mustache hair goes under the nostril, under the nose, as much as you like to sometimes run it up higher than that. It's really not the way it works. So he's got a pretty thin nose. Set that in and then cut out from behind it. And what I did to figure out where that goes is look on the photo and line it up with what part of the eye. Like sometimes the nose will come over to the middle of the eye, which would be like here, but his is, like I said, his is pretty narrow. So that's pretty well. Looks pretty good. Where that cheek goes up around the nostril, it comes pretty much just straight down there. I'm going to run a little U shape up there. Even though his face isn't sunken in, it'll kind of, in the photo it doesn't look to be, but in life it would be kind of flattened where all that meets. Now what I'm looking at now is the mouth area. Looks a little too much on, sticking out too much on this side. Also on the photo, his goatee looks kind of sideways. I think that's just the angle of the camera. I'll pretty him up a little bit in case it really was like that. I'll make it a little more even. Again, just imagining a line straight down his face and trying to get it where it feels the same on both sides. He's pretty serious in this photo.